Yo, what's up? This is Adam Bear. Someone recently asked me how to build strength, and I wanted to make a quick video to explain some of my personal philosophies on the subject. Um, Strength is pretty vague. Strength can be someone going to the gym and building muscle, working out, lifting weights. That's one way to get strong. Um, as somebody who has spent time in gyms, working out, building muscle, and also someone who has battled with um, body image and feeling strong or not feeling strong or really not appreciating how I looked, wanting to look stronger, wanting to feel stronger, I can I can accurately say, or not accurately is the right word, but I can say that um, strength without structure is not strength. Okay, so let me explain what I mean by that. Somebody wants to be strong, or they want strength. Um, they can exercise, they can work out, you can go to the gym, or you can do push-ups, you can do pull-ups, so you can do crunches, you can do any number of exercises. But if your structure is weak, you will always have weak structure. So no amount of exercise, no amount of strength training is going to correct your structure. In fact, if your structure is poor, any amount of muscle that you build on top of a weak structure is bound to collapse over time. And you can see that, in the world around us. Okay? I liken muscles in construction, right, building, because that's one of the things that I do. I liken muscles to the siding on a house, right? You could have the nicest siding. You could have beautiful siding. You have cedar shingles, cedar shakes. You could have the nicest freaking siding in the neighborhood. But if the studs underneath your house are crooked, your house is still going to fall apart. It's still going to fall over. So no matter how nice no matter how nice your exterior looks or how strong your exterior looks, if your structure is compromised, your structure is compromised, and the muscles that you build on top of that are going to eventually, they're going to actually be a detriment to the body. So when asked, how do you build strength? The answer that I would offer is forget about strength, build structure. Okay, because again, in construction, before all the nice things, before all the things that are put on that make a house beautiful or that make a building really nice to look at and pleasing to the eye, you have to have a foundation, and that foundation, if it's not built properly and if it's not level so that gravity, when gravity sits on top of the foundation, say the concrete foundation, if that foundation isn't level, if it isn't thick enough, if it isn't sturdy enough, everything you put on top of that is only going to create weakness over the long term in the foundation, and the foundation will crumble and the house will crumble. So structure is the basis for strength. Okay, now I'm learning this in BJJ right now. In jiu-jitsu, being compressed, being squeezed, using muscles, applying force has shown me the weaknesses in my structure. Okay, now let me say that again. External sources of strength, right, i.e. someone else's body pushing against my body, or my body pushing against someone else's body in a martial practice situations, is showing me the weaknesses in my structure. And so instead of becoming stronger or attempting to work on my strength so that I could resist more, which is oftentimes what muscle is really about, is about creating more resistance. Instead of that, I focus more on strengthening my structure. Okay? Structure at its core is how do your bones, how do your extremities, right? How do your bones relate to your spine? And how does your spine relate to gravity? Okay? Because there is a pull constantly down into the core of the earth. That pull is added to by what we call gravity, but also what we would call like cosmic energy, or the forces of the universe that are also moving down to meet the earth, right? This is the meeting of heaven and earth. This is what a human being is all about. If you look at sort of the ancient philosophy around what the human being is, right? So we have the earth underneath, we have the heavens above, and in the middle we have this structure, right? It's not even a human. It's like a tree. All around us there are all these structures, and they're all doing the same thing. They're holding themselves, rooting in the earth, and also lifting themselves up to receive energy from the environment. Okay, so that's what we're doing also. So structure, again, to reiterate, structure is how do your extremities relate to your spine, and then at the core, how does your spine, including your sacrum, relate to these forces? The pull, the gravitational pull from the earth, and also the compression or the pressurization from the atmosphere, from the environment around you. Okay? When your structure is out of alignment, or when the structure is weak, those forces, they don't stop pressing in and pulling in on your, they don't stop pulling in on you. So when the structure is weak and compromised, we end up feeling out of alignment, we end up feeling disembodied, if you will, or there's a constant pain, there's constant tension, okay? And we all experience tension on some level or another. I see a lot of martial artists, people that I check in with around the world doing martial arts and teaching and all these different kinds of things. I see them and I look and I say, well, this is interesting, because even somebody who's working on structure or working on strength, somebody who's a good martial artist, who's strong and displays the external appearances of a body that's really well put together, those people are young often, right? They're young, and so they can get away with a compromised structure. But I can see in their structure, in the way that their bodies behave, the way that their nervous system twitches, or the way that they move to try and wriggle out of something, I see something that I relate to, because I also have those tendencies. I see, oh wow, here's someone who is very strong, but whose structure needs work, whose structure is probably a little compromised, like most people's. Okay? So, structure, strength. You can't really truly have strength without structure. Okay? Structure creates strength, right? So you really, when I break it down, how do you build strength? You build structure. Structure is the primary component to how you engage with the world around you. If you're wanting to be strong, you focus on structure. Watch YouTube videos, check in with people who are focused on structural alignment for how energy is moving through the spine, understanding how to correct your posture, pressing the bones, moving the structure into the right place so that you can slowly titrate yourself towards strength. Titrating means you're moving slowly towards strength, so that strength is something that is sustainable. Okay, that's what we want. We want sustainable strength. Sustainable strength comes through structure. Somebody goes to the gym and they build lots and lots of strength. They stop going to the gym. The strength will go away. They can't hold on to it. Somebody who focuses on their structure, they can focus on the structure day in and day out, build the structure, and then eventually, if they don't focus so much on the structure's still there. It's just like a house. You build it up, you build it right, and then you let it stand. And it stands, the better it's built, the more solid that foundation is, the more solid those studs are, everything being in alignment, everything being connected and tied in properly, that structure should stand for a long time without needing more structural inputs. Okay? I hope that this makes sense. I really appreciate you tuning in. I've wanted to put this out for a while. Tune in for more videos, more structural alignment exercises, breathing exercises, stuff to really start to work on creating a foundation for sustainable health, sustainable strength, and sustainable frame of mind. Peace.